Okay, you can hear 100% infill. Huge thing here. This is also on island. I mean, can you even see it 3D printed? Oh no, even play around. It's very nice. So we are in the lab. 40 millimeter tube. Whoa. Be mine. All our different materials. How do you guys like this? I think we are live. Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Zombie, how are you? FDAF patch, come out and PDG? Come out, I thought it was come out on PLA. Or did you change? Are you PTG team now? 3D Experiment, how are you? Non-Fam, Westery, Penza Carton, NSTO, Naja, Doom Kruik. I'm doing very well, thank you. James, this topic is still going on. It's still going, yeah. We're still going to, hopefully the last part of input shaping, kind of a summary and doing the last part of understanding that we haven't got time to do last time. Hey Daniel, how are you? Just make a Nordic score. 3D Experiment. Oh, we have more and more people from YouTube, which is nice. Non-fam, yeah, I'm also doing excellent. Oh, did you finally receive the blue-green zombie? Or green-blue, blue-green? So now that's the new debate, whether it's blue first or green first. So we haven't solved the debate, right? Because we put blue first. Come on, Pete, is my account from when my other account gets on the no-no list. What do you mean? Do we have people on the no-no list? Really? Yeah. Thank you. I didn't know, so we put PLA on the no-no list. Reinder. We're going to talk about input shaping today. Hello, Nicholas, without the H. Yeah, thank you for writing Nicholas in the without the H and 3D Experiment with the H. I'm out shaping the Rook today. Oh, Zombie, you're streaming today? Are you going to install input shaping on the Rook? Does it even need input shaping? Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, sorry. Any printer that has belt needs input shaping. That's the way I see it. If it has belt, then it needs input shaping. If it doesn't have belt, we still need some data, but I would say it do not need input shaping, or at least it's not as important. Just when YouTube wants to keep me from posting on my other account. Oh, it's YouTube that has banned your come out on PLA account. Okay, so what's going to be the next one if they ban the PTG one? Come out and PVA, or come out on an island. Jeff Usman, that door is awesome. Oh, do you like it? Do you know why? Do you know why I choose this door? Is because I'm pretty tall, so that I don't have to worry about the how do you call it, the ceiling of the door, like the top of the door. Then this one, I mean, I'm pretty good with this one. You see, like if I go here, then I have problem. Here problem, but here is fine. I mean, more or less. So that's why I like this. That's why I like this door. I hate PLA. It's too easy to print. I wear a belt. Probably need input shaping too. Do ball screw printer need input shaper? That's the discussion we had last time. I don't think it needs. Not as much as a belt-driven one. So, but again, like I said, it needs some testing. But what I would say is no, it do not need, like you wouldn't see much difference in your print whether there is or there is no input shaping. That's what I would say. Just wanted to verify your favorite transformer is Grimlock, right? My favorite transformers. Let me check the. Is that the same name in? Yeah, the T-Rex one, right? Let me check. Because I don't know if you have the same name. Yeah, that's the one. How do you know? Or maybe it's the favorite of a lot of people, right? I want to redo the door in my house. Even at 50K acceleration, do you think the magnetic field in the motor create a vibration? Oh, that's a good question. Let me think. Yeah, it's a good question. Let me think. No, I wouldn't say, because the vibration for me is created from the motor suddenly spinning, and then the belt has that spring effect, and that spring effect is going to create vibration. But the motor itself, if it goes suddenly on one side, whether there is a force that's gonna bring it back and then start the vibration, I don't know. I wouldn't say so. All moving mass accelerating cause vibration. Is that a rule, or is that your hypothesis? Or I asked a while back, just wanted to make sure. Oh, you asked me already? Okay, no, maybe that's why you know that. Yeah. I mean, Grimlock doesn't appear in for a long time. I mean, in all the movies combined, but I really like it. Specifically, resonance frequency hypothesis. Yeah, a resonance frequency for sure. Every mass has a frequency of resonance, or every system has a frequency of resonance. That's for sure. But whether all moving mass accelerating causes vibration, I don't know. I don't think it's a rule. Okay, so maybe the first thing is today I want to use these two. So I want to watch this video. What is resonance of frequency? Because we talk a lot about this. We try to define it with our own word, which is kind of the frequency at which the amplitude will increase organically. So that's how we defined it up to now. But I want to see a proper definition. And then we can go through this article to see how they explain it. I mean, all 3DP is usually pretty good at doing their explanation. So we can check this one. This is, so if you want to see all of these link, you can go on Printbusters, and then this is where I took all the links. So it's reference that the community has shared with us. Then I'm going through all of these references. And by the way, I opened a new Printbusters, which is, does color affect the printability of the filament? Okay, does color affect the printability of the filament? I want you to put properties, mechanical properties, etc. But actually, it all comes down to printability, I think. So, well, maybe not everything, but printability / mechanical property. This kind of thing, printability / property of the filament. So yeah, that's another Printbusters, because I've heard a lot of people saying that white doesn't print well. Some research said that pink or red, I don't know, prints the best or something like this. Or I've seen some people saying that our PTG gold and PTG silver have different printing setting for the same result, etc., etc. So that's another interesting topic that we could talk about. But today is all about input shaper. What is input shaper actually doing? has there been an update on future potential competitions? What do you mean? Oh, you mean contest? Like contest? Is that what you're saying? A team, like design contest or this type of thing, like printing contest or this type of thing. We didn't do that much. I don't understand why you asked this question, but if you can give some more detail. Yes. No, not at the moment, but we want to input, we want to create more contests on our Discord. So most likely, hopefully, maybe in a few weeks, we'll start. Oh, you mean the hook challenge? Oh, you mean the big one? Okay. Yeah. Not at the moment. We're pretty limited in. Thank you, Bezlis. We're pretty limited in terms of resources for our marketing team. I also want to do another hook challenge, or at least as big as the hook challenge. But no, unfortunately, no update on their team. But I will make sure to share more once I have. What is this? Want to become famous? Do I want to become famous? Upgrade your channel. Come on, PTG. I think you saw my post on Instagram, but I want to emphasize for everyone that the metallic blue is absolutely beautiful color filament. Yeah, and I know someone in the chat that still want the metallic blue, but still hasn't received it. But yeah, thank you for the feedback. Come out on PTG. The metallic colors are indeed amazing. I mean, for me, it's my new favorite materials. My new favorite material from our portfolio, the PLA Pro metallic, all the metallic, like the gold, the silver, the bronze, and the blue. They are all very beautiful. It's true that the blue has maybe an extra point, but wait for we have two more coming. Wait for the two more coming, and then you'll see if blue is still your favorite. That's a spam. The wanna become famous is another seller of follows. Yeah, I kind of guessed so. 3-dimensional pretty neat. LM is on YouTube. If you hop over, maybe you could win some polemic. Oh, he's doing another YouTube stream. Okay. Can you if you can hear the sound or not of the video that yeah. And also let me remove my do I have any music in the background? Yeah, let me remove the music in the background. And yeah, can you hear the video here? Oh yeah, and I forget this. Can anyone confirm whether you can hear the video or not? No sound. Okay, got it. Then I know what to do. What to start the giveaway. Want to be famous? Make sure to promote your content over on Who Is Live Now, over on the Point Discord. Are we going to copy paste this in all the other all the other live stream? So let me put the banner, and then yeah, I know how to do. If you want to hear what I'm hearing, I need to do this, and then share a Chrome tab and this. Okay, now you are able to hear.
At its natural or unforced resonance. Resonance occurs when a system is able to store and easily transfer energy between different storage modes, such as kinetic energy or potential energy, as you would find with a simple pendulum.
The oscillation of a system as its natural or unforced resonance. So resonance of frequency, the oscillation of a system at its natural and unforced resonance. Resonance occurs when a system is able to store and easily transfer energy between different storage modes, such as kinetic energy and potential energy, as you would find with a simple pendulum.
Kinetic energy or potential energy, as you would find with a simple pendulum. Most systems have one resonant frequency and multiple harmonic frequencies that get progressively lower in amplitude as they move away from the center. In the case of a quartz resonator, the resonant frequency is the desired frequency of oscillation that you want to achieve. There are two methods of using resonant frequencies to derive a clock. Crystals operating at or below 50 megahertz are referred to as resonating at their fundamental or natural frequency, shown in red on the graph. When producing clocks that need to generate frequencies above 50 megahertz, you're taking advantage of harmonic frequencies. Harmonics are multiples of the fundamental frequency, shown in the graph as second, third, fourth, and fifth.
You've probably seen this happen at least once in some film or TV show. Someone starts singing, after which a wine glass breaks. While this is very unlikely
That's usually how I learned the resonance of frequency, the glass
to happen in the real world, it's technically possible due to a phenomenon called resonance. But what exactly is that? With vibrations and sounds, why don't we start by taking a look at what a vibration is?
Is it live or is it Memorex? What is Memorex?
A vibration, according to Wikipedia, is a mechanical phenomenon whereby oscillations occur about an equilibrium point.
A mechanical phenomenon whereby oscillations occur at an equilibrium
That sounds
point.
kind of complicated, right? Well, basically, a vibration is a motion that gets repeated. For example, this swinging pendulum is vibrating since it swings back and forth repeatedly,
Okay.
with the equilibrium point being located right here. This is an animation of an object suspended on a spring. The object is moving up and down, and that's also a vibration.
Okay.
This time the equilibrium point is right here. Now
Okay, so far so good. That was an old cassette tape ad in the 70s where a singer could break a glass with her singing. They did the same with the tape recording of Memorex tape. Oh, okay. Thank you, Wesley. Have a good night. Memorex is an old commercial for cassette. Yeah, I don't know that. I was born in 92. Was it before that or after? Well, even if it was after, like if I was 2 years old. We had a signal class, which is a similar concept. What's a cassette tape? Oh, I know what a cassette tape is. Don't ask me anything about that though. Signals, yeah, I know signals. Academically, is a lot of learning.
frequency of the vibration is how many times the motion occurs per second. So, in this case, the frequency is the amount of times the object moves up and down in 1 second. If the frequency is 2 Hz, since frequency is measured in Hz, the object moves up and down twice a second.
Okay.
The amplitude is the intensity of the vibration.
So
This
far, so
can
good.
also be demonstrated using the pendulum. Right now, the amplitude is quite small, and right now, the amplitude is much bigger. Now, those were the very basics. Let's move on to the next bit. Right here you can see a wine glass, and what I'm going to do now is hit this wine glass with a pencil.
Okay.
As you can hear, the wine glass produces a sound, aka the glass starts vibrating. But there is something interesting about this.
It was a 400 or 500 course, absolutely miserable. Hours? 400, 500 what? Hours?
Every time I hit the glass, I hear the exact same sound.
Okay.
The exact same tone. In other words, the glass vibrates at the exact same frequency every time I hit it. This frequency is called the...
Why are we watching resonance video? Are we learning about input shaper? Yes, Josh. I just want to make sure we understand properly what is resonant frequency of resonance, because seems like I didn't define it properly. Like I was talking, I thought it was some kind of frequency at which the system will naturally increase its amplitude until it breaks. But actually, that's wrong. So that's why I'm watching this.
The natural frequency of the glass. Every single object, including this wine glass, has its own unique natural frequency, a natural frequency that it really likes to vibrate at.
Okay.
Often when you hit an object, like I hit the glass with the pencil, it automatically starts vibrating at its natural frequency.
So which means if I hit my printer, oh, it does a little bit of a sound, but it's going to resonate at its frequency of resonance, right? And does that matter where I hit it? Oh, there's more resonance on the bed, or at least it makes more sound. No resonance at all on the print head. I guess it depends where you hit, right?
See, this can also be demonstrated using the pendulum. When I hit the pendulum with my finger, it starts swinging at its natural frequency.
Okay.
Back to the wine glass. Let's say the natural frequency.
Ideally, you want to measure at the nozzle for core XY. My physics pros was Bruiser, Professor Harden.
Frequency of the glass is 1000 hertz.
I don't think I have an Allen key. I have this. People just joining the stream are wondering why I'm hitting my printer.
Hertz. Now let's imagine a situation in which the glass is positioned right next to a speaker. And let's say the natural frequency of the glass is 1000 hertz.
Okay.
Now let's imagine a situation in which the glass is positioned right next to a speaker. We make the speaker produce a sound that has a frequency of 700 hertz. When this vibration hits the glass, nothing really happens. Maybe if you turn up the volume all the way to the max, the glass will move a little bit, but not much will happen. However, if we make the speaker produce a sound that has a frequency of exactly 1000 hertz, the natural frequency of the glass will immediately start vibrating, even though the volume of the speaker might not even be maximized. That's what we call resonance. Resonance is when you have an object with a certain natural frequency that starts vibrating because of an external vibration that has a frequency equal to the natural frequency of the object.
Okay, so we have the natural frequency, the frequency of resonance of the printer, and then there's something else that makes it move at the same frequency. So is that the motor that is making? Let me finish.
This can once again be demonstrated really well using the pendulum. When I start pushing this pendulum at some random frequency, it moves a little bit because of the impact of my finger, but it doesn't start swinging. But when I push the pendulum at the right frequency, it starts swinging beautifully. As you can see, when I keep pushing it at that frequency, the pendulum swings higher and higher. The amplitude increases. That also applies to the wine glass. If the speaker keeps producing that 1000 Hz tone, the vibration of the wine glass will increase until at some point the glass breaks.
Oh, so okay. So actually the definition we had was correct, right? So the breaking has to do with the fact that when you are at the resonance of frequency, the amplitude will naturally increase. So okay, so actually it was correct.
So in theory, a singer could replicate the natural frequency of the glass and break it, but it's very, very unlikely to happen. So there you go. Now you know what resonance is.
Oh, actually, it's pretty well explained. It's very well explained, actually. The other one was a little bit more, was a little bit too academic, I think. But this one is more to my level of explanation. Yeah, so this is from Akio TV. I don't know this this YouTuber, but really well explained. Resonance frequency is the highest amplitude frequency produced. Third dimensional print. This is why only one vibration test is needed to input shape for any speed. This is why only one vibration test is needed to input shape for any speed. So we'll come back to this one. Input shaper does move that cancel out. Josh, okay, printer abuse. Streamer attempt to play drum on printers. That's the new title. Streamer abuse printer. I'm going to write a movie with input shaper just goes through the range and measures the vibes, whether it's stronger in what you config is. So it's going to compensate at that frequency. Yeah, that's the definition we see everywhere, but I don't understand that. I don't understand. Ideally, you want to be sure. Okay, I got the rest. Okay, so this is good. So let me go back to my regular screen share. Okay, so for me, I think, like I said before, for me, it's all about the belt, right? The belt inside, like if I, you cannot see. If I hit it, then for me the pendulum is the belt, right? I don't think it's all of this, because theoretically, when you have an accelerometer that is checking the frequency of the vibration, right, that you have here, actually, theoretically, or not theoretically, theoretically, this is a bit useless, right? What you really need to do is to put an accelerometer on the hot end, assuming that the nozzle is moving the same as the hot end, like the hot end is not somehow flexing, right? And you need to put an accelerometer on the bed, where the print is, right? I don't consider the fact that the print is tall and then the bed is not going to move at the same speed as the top of the print, blah, blah, blah. I just make the hypothesis that the whole hot end is moving together and the bed with the print are moving together. Then theoretically, you should put an accelerometer on the hot end. Whoa. I just had this fell on me. Okay, so you see, I did the vibration, and then my desk was in a resonance of frequency, and it made this move and fall down on me. Anyway, so we would need an accelerometer here, and then do the test, and whatever, if this and this are resonating at the same frequency, like or at least doing the same vibration, because it can be the same frequency but out of phase, but let's say with the same frequency and the same phase, then we don't care, right? It's not going to affect the print. What we care about is the frequencies or the vibration that are different from each other. That's what is going to make the print artifacts, right? And maybe if we do that, then maybe we are only going to see the belt, the belt frequency of resonance, right? Maybe all the other one, maybe we don't care, because last time we checked the graph and we had one big one and then some small one. Maybe the small one, these guys have exactly the same. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Or hopefully that makes sense. Let me read a little bit. Cool thing about input shaper is that it is able to find multiple resonance frequency. Yes. Because I guess each part of the system has its own resonance frequency, right? I mean, even in the hot end, like the screw has its own, the fan, the screw of the fan, the cover of the fan, everything has its own. But we're trying to find, I guess, yeah. Let me stop here. Input shaper measures X and Y separate. Yeah. When the printer change direction, it's going to naturally shake at a certain frequency. Once it knows the frequency, it can do anti-move for that frequency, canceling the shake. No, Josh, I don't think that's how it works. I don't think it works like this because otherwise you would need to have the accelerometer all the time on the hot end and feeding live data so that it can counter this. So, but it's not doing this, right? You do one test, and then after that test, then you do some dampening stuff. So, and also it's not only when it changes direction, right? Even if it's going in the same direction, then it also vibrates. If it accelerates in the same direction, it will also vibrate. It's not always about changing direction. Accelerometer ideal location is as close to the nozzle as possible. Yeah, I have a nozzle attached accelerometer personally, screw in like a nozzle. Yeah. Theoretically, the best would be the tip of the nozzle and the print, and then whatever is different, then that's where the issue come from. On a Core XY, should just be the hot end. Even on the Core XY, you need both the data from the hot end and from the bed. Whatever printer you need the data from both the bed and the hot end, and then you need to know the difference. If they are both moving the same, then we don't care. It's like, I mean, if you are not a flat earther, if you're not a flat earth believer, and you believe that the earth is spinning, then the whole printer is already moving, right? But the bed is moving the same as the hot end, so that's why we don't care. And vibration is the same. We shouldn't care if they are moving together. The only thing we care is when they are not moving together. That's what's creating the artifacts. This artifact here. That's what's creating the artifact. The Voron style burner has threads to put the accelerometer on the tool head. Because they are connected, the printer will be the same resonance frequency. But you're correct. You could eliminate more artifacts with the bed accelerometer, but they are not necessarily a resonant artifact. Yeah. And also, I think there is. Yeah. Let me just stop here. The system, I'm preventing too many tangents. The system has a fixed response regardless of speed. The system has a fixed response regardless of speed. Fixed response regardless of speed. Yeah, I think so. I think regardless of anything, it has a fixed response, right? I mean, except position. Regardless of acceleration, jerk, or speed, it has the same response. I mean, you can think about the pendulum, right? Regardless of whether I'm hitting hard or hitting a little bit, like my finger acceleration is hard or not hard, regardless of this, it will resonate, it will vibrate at the same frequency, right? But it still depends on the position, theoretically. If the hot end is here, like on the far left or the far right, then that will depend, because it's like moving. This is the frequency, but if I move it here, then the frequency is now different. It's faster, right? If I move here, then it's even faster. Yeah, but it shake at the same frequency, regardless. Only amplitude typically shake. Yeah, I agree. But the bed doesn't move. Well, the bed move. core X, but the bed doesn't move. Yeah, the bed moves. Core XY has no bed. What do you mean? No, on the core XY, you measure both on the hot end. No. Whatever, core XY, bed slinger, whatever. Theoretically, you have to know both the hot end and the bed. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Like I was saying, the rotation of the Earth. Like, why you don't take care of this? Why you don't consider that? The speed acceleration will cause increased resonance at the same frequency. The speed acceleration will cause increased resonance at the same frequency. The amplitude is all that changes with speed acceleration, how large the wave. Yeah, just I agree with that. Are you going to give that sword away at Rocky Murph? This one? No, because it's already given away. I'm just holding it until I find the guy, the little boy. Core XY, the bed move typically. Core XY, the bed move vertically only. Yeah, that doesn't matter. I mean, it's like saying why we care about the resonance of, why we care about the vibration of the printer. I mean, it's fixed, right? I mean, all the frame are fixed, everything is fixed, but still, it's still moving. So the bed, yeah, the bed of a core XY, yeah, it's fixed. I mean, it only moves on the Z-axis. It shouldn't move on the XY, but still, it will. Why would you want to measure the Z-axis? No, I don't want to measure the Z-axis. What I want to measure is the difference in movement between the hot end and the bed, because that's what we care about. What we care about is the movement between the bed and this one. Like, how to say? Yeah, I don't know how to say it differently, but if I take my printer and I shake it like this, it doesn't matter, because the hot end and the bed will move at the same vibration. So I'm not gonna have any artifacts. I mean, I can print right now, and I can do like this with my printer. It's not gonna create any ghosting. At least not from my vibration, because they are both moving at the same time. So what I'm saying is, when it's accelerating and it's making the printer move, if the whole printer move at the same amplitude, same frequency on phase, then we don't care. But if the hot end is vibrating and the bed is not, then we care. The bed is not moving, so it's not creating any vibration. No, I disagree. If I hit here, the bed is moving. It's connected. If I hit this way, there is moving. I mean, I can see it, right? If I hit, it's definitely moving. It's only important if the bed is moving. If the bed isn't moving, it's not generating anything. No, the bed will not induce vibration, but it will still suffer from the printer vibration. You are measuring the thing that makes the vibration. No. Am I the one that don't explain well, or what? Do you agree that we need to understand, like, what's the point? What's the point of knowing only the hot end vibration? What's the point? Like, right now, the printer is vibrating, right? From I don't know, from the train passing by, the subway passing by, blah blah blah. But it's the whole printer that is vibrating. Like, it's a how do you call that? Coordinate referential coordinate. What do you call that? Referential coordinate, something like this. Reference coordinate based local regional global system. No, the sorry, I don't know how to say that in English, but depending on which referential you are, then things are moving or things are not moving. You know, like if I take the referential of Earth, then the Earth is not spinning, right? If I take the referential of the Sun, then the Earth is spinning. So what I'm saying is, if you take the referential of the hot end, then what is moving compared to the hot end? Does that make sense? If the bed is not moving compared to the hot end, then we don't care. It's not going to create any artifact. If the bed is moving compared to the hot end, then yes. And how do you know that? Then you need the data of both. You cannot only have the data of one. It moves vertically, but it works without measuring the bed. Hey, the three heathen. Sorry, you are arriving in the middle of a Printbusters. But the bed has no belt. Same, we don't care. One big thing I think you're looking past is, in most circumstances, outside of the resonate frequency, there is not enough difference between the bed and hot end to make visible artifact. One big thing I think you're looking past is, in most circumstances outside of the resonant frequency, there is not enough difference. Yeah, but even at the resonance of frequency, that's what I'm saying. The only thing we care about is when there is difference between the bed and the hot end, whatever it's during the resonance of frequency or not the resonance of frequency. Like, I think you're right, but I don't know why it works with our measurement from the bed. Without, you mean? Without measurement from the bed? Because most likely it's negligible. Most likely, whatever movement the hot end is doing, the bed is not doing. And that's the reason why I'm saying it's because of the belt of the hot end, not the frame. I have so much difficulties to explain myself, but we're getting there. Take the pendulum as example. If the print head makes a 90-degree turn, looking in one axis, it's like a sudden stop, similar to poking the pendulum once trying to stop it down, yeah? And it now still vibrates at the natural frequency that input shaping do is give it a sequence of small probes at the right timing, then the pendulum will stop. Yeah, but that's different. That's different. What I'm saying is, if the hot end goes one way and then stop, and then the whole printer is going that way and start vibrating, then we don't care. That's what I'm saying. If only the hot end is continuing that way, because it will start vibrating, it will stop, but the elasticity of the belt will make it going a little bit further, and then the elasticity of the bed will bring it back, and then further, and then back, and then further, and then it will start vibrating. Compared to the bed, it will vibrate. Compared to the bed, what I'm saying is, if the bed is also vibrating, which means the let's say the belt are very rigid, so it's not gonna have elasticity. So it means it will bring the frame with it. Okay, and the frame is linked to the bed, and then the bed will also go with it. So the whole printer will kind of have that shaking. That's why I'm saying, if you don't have any belt, if you have, like, let's say ball screws, then most likely that movement then will be transferred to the whole printer, and maybe the bed will also have exactly the same vibration at the hot end. So that's why it's not going to create any ghosting. Practically no one does input shaper testing on the bed. Yeah, I know no one does, but at least you understand. The fixed bed is part of the system. It does not create a vibration, so you don't measure it. No, Zombie, you don't understand what I'm trying to say. So how are you going to correct the vibration on a fixed bed? I think you don't understand, Zombie. It's like, I take these two, right? Okay, let me do a additional explanation. You take these two. If I do like this, is the distance between this and this changing? No, it's not. If I do like this, then yeah, it's changing. But how do you know? If you only measure this one, how do you know if this one is moving or not? So this is the bed, this is the hot end. Okay, the hot end is printing, right? And then at that point, it vibrates. Now it's an issue because the bed is not vibrating, so you are creating ringing. But what if the bed do like this? then it doesn't matter. I don't know if I don't explain well, or you want to get the resonance frequency of the mostly moving part out of the equation. You want to get the resonance frequency of the mostly moving part out of the equation on the core XY, edge bar, etc. that is above the hot end. Relative, yeah. From the frame of reference, yes. He's saying we assume the bed is perfect when we do the input shaper on the nozzle, when in reality there is small vibration on the bed, when on core XY during the print. So he's saying we need to see what's the difference between the two in order to compensate correctly. Theoretically, yes. Theoretically, we should do that. And maybe that would also show us whether the frame is really a problem or not, right? Maybe if you do that compensation, if you remove, if you know how the bed is moving compared to the hot end, then maybe we will only have one big resonance of frequency, which come from the belt. Frame of reference. Oh, okay. That's how you say. No, we reference from the frame. Point of reference. Point of reference or frame of reference? Nick, you explained it very well. You're 2 steps closer tonight than before. You just need to understand there's not many, if any, artifacts outside the resonance frequency. What would you do with the information of the bed practically? You just enter the result from the hot end for X and Y in the config file. You can't add another. Yeah, I know that. Sebastian. I guess what I'd say is that the hot end vibration is the major thing to combat, unless the bed is the Y-axis bed slinger. No, the main thing we want to combat is, again, theoretically, is not the hot end vibration, right? Is the movement difference between the hot end and the bed. Like, let's say your printer is on a very, wobbly table, right? Then does that matter? My bed is bolted to the frame and doesn't move. No, that's not true, James. I don't think, or you agree that the frame doesn't really come in consideration in input shaper. We are only caring about the belt, because everything is not supposed to move, right? But still, belts, it's the rigidity of the tool head and gantry, how much it can flex. I would make a guess that they are magnitude of, so the bed movement is small enough that it can assume it's zero movement, and it gets a close enough answer to fix the ghosting. The bed movement is small enough that it can assume it's zero movement. Yeah, if the bed is zero movement, then we are really only talking about the belt, right? It's so like I was saying in the last stream, input shaper is really just about belt printer. The moving part are the only thing causing vibration, so those are the only thing you need to compensate. Again, we don't care about compensating the hot end vibration if the bed is vibrating also. Why would I care? It's not creating any artifact. Why would I even care of compensating any vibration if it doesn't create any issue on my print? When you walk across the room with a cup of coffee, you adjust your arm, balance, center of gravity, but the only important part of the system is that the outcome matters is the cup. You can't adjust the floor, so you're doing adjustment in the dynamic system of your body. You guys are thinking too fast. And that's the reason why I'm making Printbusters, because people are skipping step all the time. Like, you guys, maybe you already have a perfect understanding of how everything works, and you're already skipping to the end. And usually on forum, we end up with input shaper is about doing the negative movement of what the printer wants to do and blah, blah, blah. But then that doesn't help the understanding, right? We need to go step by step. You guys are already talking about what we need to compensate. And we can only compensate the hot end, so that's why we only focus on the hot end. No, then you forget the point. The point being, what exactly create the artifacts? Like we said, that we go back to the very first stream about what exactly are we. Okay, let me wait. My internet is coming back. Let me wait. Let me wait. Let me wait. Let me wait. Let me wait that I come back. Let me start a high quality YouTube video, which usually solves my problem. Okay, you see, I start a high quality YouTube video, and suddenly my internet is back. Okay, so let me continue. The bed mount frame resonate at too high frequency on sturdy printers with a metal frame. Only a very poor frame, they resonate in the frequency range that you can even measure on ADXL 35 or not. The 3-even perfect answer in my opinion. Well, I'm not giving an answer, right? It's not an answer what I'm giving. I'm giving a fact. The fact is the ghosting issue comes from the fact that sometimes the hot end is doing a movement that the bed is not doing, or it is not supposed to do, right? That there is a, how to explain it? I don't know. I will repeat myself, but it vibrates differently from the bed, which I already say, but that's the problem. I think I get what you're saying, but if the resonance is eliminated at the hot end, it won't transfer to the bed. Yeah, but again, then what's the point? What's the point of eliminate? What's the point of doing input shaper then? I mean, it's like saying, so what you're doing is you're solving a problem that you don't know if it's a problem. You get what I mean? You're solving the resonance frequency because you want. Could completely isolate each piece to measure the movement. Yeah, theoretically, but I think you guys don't like or are more comfortable with practical thing. Maybe in your mind is like, because I've never done input shaper, right? I've never done it, so I'm not limited to what I've done. Like I still have a very open view on ghosting, and that's why I don't study too much. I don't want to get too much into it and be biased by what input shaper is doing, because otherwise then I wouldn't even have thought about the fact that, you know, why we only test the hot end. If you tell me we only test the hot end because it would put too much resources to test the two and do an algorithm that remove both vibration, blah, 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 then okay, at least you have the understanding of where ghosting come from, and you know why we do input shaper this way. Theoretically, that's not the best way, but it's the best way when we talk about resources. So cost of the accelerometer, we only need one, and then the installation is easier, etc., etc., etc. Sorry, I think I'm a little bit late in the chat, but I'm trying to catch up. I want to make sure that your message are read and not ignored. Yes, wobbly tables matters and are often in the frequency range that is measured, but you could also see that on the XY. So wobbly tables matter again. How do you know it matters? Sebastian. You don't have the data from the bed. So how do you know it matters? Like I can have a very wobbly table, like again, I mean, we are going back to exactly the first stream, but in the first stream I said Loosebot has put their printer on a pendulum, right? Like a swing, and then they printed something perfectly, right? Because the pendulum we don't care, because the nozzle is not gonna, the whole thing is gonna move together. But if you do input shaper on the pendulum, I don't know, maybe you could have like some very strange stuff. And then you will want to shape this strange stuff for nothing. So you're going to sacrifice your printing quality for nothing. But you also see that on the X and Y and Core XY, and kind of also remove the resonance of the table printer system. But of course, that will not be optimal with several broad peaks. Yeah, and again, maybe some peaks you don't even care about. There's no point to shape that big peak, because both the bed and the hot end has the same. James, I think so. Just the bell. Yeah, I agree with that. What external force is vibrating the bed? We don't care about that, Zombie. We don't care about what is creating the vibration. That's not what we care about. What we care about is the difference between the hot end and the bed. That's what we care about. We don't care about what's... I understand from the beginning, all your question is about why do we care about the bed if the bed is not inducing any vibration, but we don't care about that. Any drive, not just belt, the tool head can vibrate even without springy belt. Yeah, theoretically, yes. I guess I need to run input shaper on the floor and on a very unstable table and see if it changed anything. Input shaper on the floor and yeah, that could be a good idea to see like how external thing affect the graph. That's a very good idea. And a better question, is that force like a wobbly bed going to produce the same resonance of frequency? Is that force like a wobbly bed going to produce the same resonance of frequency? I would say the resonance of frequency of the hot end, which I think is the one from the belt that is driving the hot end, is different from the resonance of frequency of, let's say, a bed slinger, which is dependent on its belt and the mass of that one. So yeah, I would say these two are different. Yes, I would say they are different. Like if I hit the hot end, it's going to vibrate differently than if I hit the bed. That's my guess. Actually, in Clipper, you can mount two sensors, like one on the hot end, one on the bed. You can measure them both and take both into consideration. You can even shake the hot end in X and see the vibration it causes in Y direction. Just more precise calibration is just much more complicated and diminishing return. Yeah, and it's sure. This I agree with. Maybe doing that, even though that's what we should do, but it's what we should do is to know how the nozzle moves compared to the bed, but maybe it's too complicated. So that's why we don't do it. And after some experiments, we realized that not knowing it doesn't matter. It seems that only taking care of the hot end is enough. Maybe we are over diminishing the vibration. Maybe some vibration we don't need. Maybe we are sacrificing a little bit of quality of our print without really needing it, but that's fine. We're talking about input shaper again. Yes, Kenneth Tsang. I guess belts and flexible parts on the XY gantry, but not the rest of the printer. Yeah. Well, for me, the only flexible part is really the belt, I think. Really the belt. Or if you really have a long hot end, then maybe the springiness of the hot end itself, something like this. I agree with what you're saying. There's just limits on how to combat things. Yes, there is a reason they exist. Like there is no great way to measure relative position of hot end and bend during this test. Yeah, or maybe it's too complicated to do that test. So the main issue, if you want the bed and the head to have the same harmonics that or use isolated part, I like industrial apps. Main issue, you want the bed and the head to have the same harmonics. Well, so yeah, that could be another way also. They drift too readily in relation to each other. Thank you, the three even. Actually, today is the last day of holidays. Then we are going back to work tomorrow. If you print it on a Bamboo Labs printer, you've seen it in action. Does it before every print? Yeah, I mean, I know how the test looked like, right? Ghosting, wiping too hard. Hey, Takta 3D, how are you? Tables are out of the frame of reference, though. Yeah, I mean, for me, a wobbly table is going to, I think, is going to make the hot end vibrating, right? But also the bed vibrating. Like, I mean, if you put an accelerometer let's say you put an accelerometer on my on the hot end right now, right? And then I'm shaking my table, right? I'm going to have a frequency of resonance, right? But does that matter? Right? Does that matter? Because I will have, right? I mean, I can see when I hit my bed, when I hit my desk. I mean, you can clearly see. I mean, depending on your frame rate, but I can clearly see my hot end going crazy. But my bed is also going crazy. So maybe if I have something printed, then it's going to print fine because they are both moving. So relatively, it doesn't matter. How to know if it matters? Put the printer on an IKEA LAC table, which has a wobbly stand, and run input shaper calibration compared to a printer standing on the ground. No, you cannot do that. You still need to know the bed. What data are you going to have? You're going to have if you put it on the wobbly table, then you may have, I don't know, additional frequency of resonance, which may be the table, and on the ground you won't have it. Then what? Again, we don't care about this. We care about the difference. But sorry, my bad. If you were talking about how to know if it matters, in a way, if you are on a wobbly table, you have an additional frequency of resonance that you are forcing to diminish, which will affect your quality, then yes, then that's a good way to do. So depending on what you mean by how to know if it's matter. If it matters for the quality of the print, or if it matters in a way that there will be a different frequency of resonance, whether it's on the floor or on a wobbly table. That's true, though. I had a linear rails that was distorting the measured value. Trying to fix a mechanical problem in program sequencing won't work. You even see the table shaking. Yeah. Sure, the best result would be to actively measure the tool head and bed and cancel out the difference. Input shaper is done as an easy way to remove 99% of visible vibration. Yeah. So what I'm saying is maybe out of the 99% vibration, there is 50% of them that you don't have to cancel out because the bed is also moving. Hey, leave Seb, Majid, third, Majid, good to see you. I would do a video of a printer on an IKEA LAC table. What is this IKEA table? IKEA like a specific table known to be wobbly or what? This is that the lac table? Is that known to be very wobbly or what? LSD. Hey Francis, how are you? It would be impossible to adjust it live with the speed of processor used, I'm guessing. So we need to provide a consistent variable to use before sending the signal. Yes. No, not really, but it depends on the weight of the machine and its ability to absorb the load. Yeah. The wobbly table will affect your testing absolutely. Well, let's see. Let's see how. If any of you want to do a input shaper test on a swing with your printer on a swing or very wobbly table and on the floor and see if the graph is different, that would be interesting. Stabilizing my table, reduced ghosting without input shaping. Yeah, also. Stabilizing my table. Yeah, that's interesting. So that means the table is... So what you just said, James, could... Wait, what? Stabilizing my table, reduced ghosting without input shaping. Yeah, so that would be... For me, that would be a frame issue in that case. So your frame was... Well, but no. Yeah, I don't understand. But that's interesting, James. Very interesting. Hey, Peters Mark, how are you? Lac for the win. IKEA lac tables are very popular for 3D printers. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm going to print one of these tables. Lac is very simple, inexpensive side table from IKEA, perfect for printers and people modified for printers. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so it's what? It's like it fits perfectly most of the printer. That's the table widely used to make enclosure for push and all the open 3D print. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Awesome $15 table. It wobble a lot, but you can print parts to fix it. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know there is a printer table. Skip right over me. Kidding. Hope you're having a great evening. Yeah, very good. Morning for me, but very good. A swing resonates probably in the sub 1 Hz region and dampened compared to odd vibration. Yeah, that's a good point. Or just maybe a wobbly table, maybe. I don't remember him using input shaping, but Chris Riley had a shaky table on marble and it actually got better. Yeah, so that's why I was surprised with what James said, because for me it's the opposite. If you let the printer move, if you don't restrict the printer, then it's helping. It's helping because it will make everything move together. In a few window tonight. Don't follow the window. That's called decoupling. Decoupling. What is called decoupling? The fact that you let the printer going, like you don't restrict. Like if you bolt down your printer and then you have a massive mass that is moving very fast in the printer and then stopping, then the whole printer will kind of flex on one side. But if you do the same, but the printer is not bolted down, but it's on marbles, then the whole mass will go on one side, and then when it stops, then the whole printer will move. So it won't vibrate. So it's called, I thought it was called dampening. What should be ideal is to weight the bottom of the printer and decouple it with foam or something. Oh, I thought it was called dampening, like dampening the something, but decoupling. Okay, counterintuitive to me, but I have floppy like table. I'll try it. Yeah. So you reduce the resonance frequency of the printer. Even if it does not affect the frame, you get a broad response on the input shaper calibration, and the results are useless because you did not isolate the resonance within the printer. Interesting. Maybe the printer was hitting the wall because of the wobble. Nick, the goal is to cancel the difference between nozzle and bed. So that's why the better way is to plot the graph and inspect it ourselves. There are some ways to help understand the graph, and we will focus on the vibration of the hot end referencing to the frame. if you let it do auto calculation, then it will take all the vibration, including those you said that's unnecessary, into the math and came out with a less ideal result. Okay. When you say focus on the vibration of the hot end referencing to the frame, I think it's referencing to let me think. It's referencing to the earth, no? Not the frame. Because if it's referencing to the frame, then you would need to have another accelerometer on the frame. So I think the vibration you are saying on the graph is referencing to the earth, I think. Concrete dampener and foam decouple. Concrete dampens and foam decouple. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I have concrete paving stone too. I got a lot of tests to do. Gotta run. Nice chatting. Thank you, Josh, for participating to the discussion. There's a YouTube video on interpreting input shape of graph. Zombie, if you couple the frame to the concrete using, say, moving strap, shouldn't that help? Okay, so okay, that was a nice discussion. So let's go to this article. Clipper input shaping simply explained. Even though we are looking for the not simple version, but let's see what we can learn from that. Clipper input shaping improve print quality by exorcising the ghost caused by vibration and resonance. Nice way to introduce it. What about if the model that is printing is vibrating, and since it's not solidly attached to the frame, only held by the bed, it can be the reason why putting the printer on a more stable base help. Well, I would say the opposite, Francis, because let's say you have a bed slinger. Okay, let's say you have this bed slinger, and you're printing this. Okay, and then my bed is moving this direction. Okay, moving this direction, and my printer is bolted to the floor, cannot move. Then when I'm going to move here and then stop, then the tip of my print is going to continue and flex, right? And then come back and then vibrate. Okay, so I'm going to go and then cannot see vibrate, but theoretically it's vibrating here. Okay, now if my printer is on something that can move, like marble, then my printer is going to stop here. But this is not going to flex, because now the whole printer is going to move, which will dampen or decouple the tip. So the tip is not going to move. You get what I mean? So first situation is bolt to the floor, then I do this, then I stop, then this is going to move. Second situation, it moves, it stops, but the whole printer is then moving. So it solved my problem. So I would say the opposite. I would say you should not have your printer too sturdily attached somewhere. Hey, Incendium, how are you? The whole graph is reference to Earth. We only want to cancel out the part referencing to the frame. Oh, yeah. But then how do you know? How do you know which part is referencing to the frame or to the bed? Like, is there a way to know when you see the chart, which one is like, how do you know? So move the peak resonance frequency higher. Blah, blah. Good thing it was not a real sword. Yeah, I would have cut my head in half. You're right, but input shaping will be much more predictable if the printer is bolted on the floor opposed to a wobbly table. Yeah, but again, for me, input shaping, like, I'm afraid that if you're adding unnecessarily high frequency of resonance, you are going to dampen them, you are going to shape them unnecessarily, and unnecessarily lower the quality of your print. But again, this we don't know because we don't have data. If we would have data, that would help. Okay, Clipper is relatively new type of 3D printer firmware. Instead of processing G-code on the printer motherboard, Clipper offload this on a separate computer, usually a Raspberry Pi. Not only does this give Clipper more capacity to perform calculation, but it also allows the printer controller to focus all its attention on driving its own hardware. This allows Clipper, in theory, to print faster and to a higher quality than traditional approaches, as it can crunch through calculation quicker and drive the printer harder. However, speed brings its own issue. For example, parts of the print head can resonate, like the ringing of a bell. Although you may not hear or see this, it can manifest itself in strange reflected pattern on the surface of a print, which reduce print quality. Amongst makers, this effect is called a variety of names, including ghosting, echoing, rippling, and ringing. Okay, we should have checked the Wikipedia page of resonance. That would have given us some more information. In this article, we'll take a look at a feature Clipper has deployed to counter ghosting. It's called input shaping. Input shaper or input shaping? And it takes a bit of effort to set up. Let's check how it works. Okay. Why printer vibrate and resonate? Resonance frequencies can be powerful enough to shatter a wine glass. Okay. Well, I don't know if we should talk about powerful, like power. But yeah, resonance frequency. That's why the bamboo printers smooth out details, because it overcompensates movement, yeah, but allows for faster speed. So that's the thing we wanted to discuss, right, Zombie? Whether input shaper is really helping to go faster or not, or it's only helping to go faster with a better quality, but it doesn't really help to go faster. By the way, if there is some new people here that hasn't seen the two first stream, that's a question we are trying to answer, but we haven't really answered it properly. Like, is input shaper only useful to solve ringing, ghosting, echoing, blah, blah, blah problem? Or is it also useful to let your printer go faster? Maybe reduce acceleration and speed for outer two walls and print them first will help also. Maybe reduce acceleration and speed for outer two walls and print them first will help also. Yeah, definitely. Yes, 3D experiment. That's what we do on regular printer, right? We print everything very fast except the outer layer so that it looks good. Zombie, I've seen tests where the printer misses steps at fast acceleration but doesn't with input shaper. Oh, okay. So okay. So it does help. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So it does also help to make your printer, to improve the performance of the printer. Oh yeah, I remember now, Zombie. We talk about it because it will kind of act as a better brake. So as the printer will have a better brake, then the printer will be able to reach higher speed. Yeah, I remember that discussion now. Yeah, I remember. It depends on the shaper, because if you don't have a good brake, then the printer is going to skip step or it will damage itself. Yeah, I remember now. It depends on the shaper you choose. There are multiple models. So input shaper has two purposes. Number one, let's say it has only one purpose, which is dampening vibration, something. But let's say the purpose of input shaper is one, having higher quality print. Okay, you don't have solving ghosting. Number two, improving the performance, the max performance of your printer. Okay, makes sense. Where was I? It depends. It depends on the shaper you choose. There are multiple models to cancel the vibration here. Since you are eliminating vibrations, I'm guessing it puts less stress on the motor, but at the same time, does the motor needs more force to input? Yeah, that's what came to my mind when I read the first part of your question, Zombie. I'm wondering if input shaper is actually putting more stress on the motor or not. I don't know. That's a good question. If it prevents misstep, that says to me that the motor are working less hard. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't know. Input shaper allows for higher acceleration. So on small parts where you don't have a lot of routes to get to a fast speed, it helps to gradually get to the higher set speed. Input shaper allows. Why does it allow for higher acceleration? So on small parts where you don't have a lot of route to get to a fast speed, it helps to actually get to the higher set speed. But even without input shaper, you can do that, right? Or are you talking about that because of what we said, because it has better brake? Yes, it does have better brake, so you can go to higher speed without the issue of skipping step, for example. But itself, it doesn't allow for higher acceleration, right? That's the firmware stuff, right? I mean, even this one, if I don't have limitation from the firmware, then I can put like 1 million millimeter per second square, right? That doesn't matter, right? But the problem is, well, actually, that's a good question. No, the limitation is on the motor, right? I mean, the firmware and the motor. Because without input shaper, higher acceleration, more ringing, even worse quality. So you can go to higher acceleration at the same. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So that's more or less what we say, right, Sebastian? So number one, it solved the ringing. Number two, it has better brake. Good luck. I'm going to input shape my own printer. Thank you, Zombie. Oh, I didn't know we had the Zombie. I don't know if you can still hear, but the command bang lurk, and then you have now browsing printables. Printables is a brand, and I'm afraid maybe we should change that, because like there's Thanks 3D, there's Code 3D, and we have partnership with a lot of them, and I don't want to receive question like, why do you have these printables and not ours, or something like this, or like we can change to browsing models or something like this. I think it's safe to say input shaper. I keep forgetting to change, I guess. I think it's safe to input shaper is better. It's where you moved your file to. Well, I still have them on Thingiverse, and I've had them everywhere, right? I think it's safe to say input shaper is better than no input shaper in general. I think it's safe to say. I think so. I still would like to have some kind of experiment where you put your printer on pad foam, and without the pad, and see. But yeah, I think so. It's a 3D experiment. I think so. Thank you for being awesome, Yabba Jack. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so before we get into the detail of Clipboard input shaping feature, let's first discuss why 3D printer vibrates. In fact, everything vibrates when subjected to repeated external force. At certain, it's funny that, in fact, everything vibrates when subjected to repeated external force. I read this as everything vibrates when it vibrates. Like, you get what I mean? Anyway, at certain frequencies, objects can resonate, meaning that the amplitude of the vibration becomes particularly intense. I prefer the definition of the video we've seen. It's like the natural way of the system to vibrate, or to vibrate of the system, right? And the fact that the amplitude is the result of that. But yeah, a guitar takes advantage of this to amplify music notes. A washing machine on the spin cycle may resonate enough to move across the floor and swinging one. It's we've seen that somewhere, no? was that on the video, or why am I have a deja vu? A violin guitars. So when they say a guitar string takes advantage of resonance of frequency, what does that mean? Like, what is taking advantage? The string, or because for me, I thought what gives the amplitude is the case, right? Is the case. Like, what does it has to do with advantage to amplify music notes? I mean, a guitar string, you just you pinch it, and then you will just vibrate at this frequency of resonance. But why does it has to do with amplify the music note? It doesn't amplify anything, right? I don't understand this part. I think the case is designed so that, yeah, what does it amplify? People have tested these things and posted YouTube video, everything from putting sand in extrusion and printing container on the frame to suspending a printer with bungees in a big frame. No, the string has a different frequency depending on how much tension you put on it. Really? No, there's no way. The string has different frequencies? No. Really? Oh, my guitar is at the office, but no. No, I don't think so. If you have a guitar string, whatever, even if you pinch very hard or just a little bit, it will resonate at the same frequency. No, that is why you tune a guitar or a piano. Oh, sorry. When you say tension, you mean the tension of the string, right? Oh, sorry. I thought you mean the power of pinching. Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. But what does it have to do with? How does it take advantage of this to amplify the music notes? I mean, if I do this, is it my desk is taking advantage of frequency of resonance to to amplify the musical notes? Because when I hit it, then it's everything. When you hit it, is vibrating at its frequency of resonance, right? So how does it has to do with amplify musical notes? I don't think so, right? Yeah, when adjusting a guitar note, you change the tension of this. Yeah. Sorry, that tension. Yeah. I thought it was. What I was saying is whatever the way you pinch it, it will resonate always in the same way. But yeah, of course, if you change the tension, then you will change the resonance of frequency, right? The sound your desk makes for a fraction of a second after you initially hit it, that's is frequency of resonance of the table. Yeah, Sebastian. But a violin and guitar takes advantage of this to amplify the musical notes. This but anyway, that's not important. I just disagree with it, but that's not important. A washing machine on the spin cycle may resonate enough to move across the floor, yeah. And a singing wine glass may do so with enough intensity to shatter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know this non-fan, but that's because of the case, not because of whatever frequency of resonance stuff. That's why I disagree with that. The tighter is, the louder it gets. The pitch is higher, yeah. the sound your desk, blah, blah, blah. A resonance box of a guitar or violin will amplify the resonance of the string. No, I don't think so, Francis. Whether you have a case or no case, the string will resonate at exactly the same frequency. The case is just to somehow direct the sound somewhere, or like catch some of the hello. Sorry, I think I'm dropping now. Let me wait that my internet is coming back. Let me wait that my internet is coming back. Let me know when you can hear me well. Okay, I think I'm coming back. Slowly, but I'm coming back. Okay, now I should be back now. It has to do with the resonance frequency matching or being harmonics. The vibration of the string makes the case vibrate at the same frequency. Yeah, Kevin, this I agree. So the string will vibrate, and I think the case goal is that it amplified the sound by making the whole case resonating. You know, it's like, do you guys know that there is this kind of speaker that has this shape, the kind of speaker that have this shape, and it only works if you put it on a table. Do you know this kind of speaker? I mean, it's like a Bluetooth music stuff, and you have to put it on a glass, or you have to put it on a desk or on the table, and it's using the environment to make the sound. So that's what I think is. So that's how it amplified the sound. It has. I don't think it has to do with what they say, but do you know this type of Bluetooth speaker? The string vibrates, causing the case to resonate, and so it is the case itself that produces the sound. This I don't know, because theoretically the case only have one frequency of resonance. So how can it resonate with all the different frequencies? I don't think it's the frequency of resonance, right? Yes, it vibrates at the same frequencies, but it's not the frequency of resonance, right? The string produces some sound, but most is the case. Yes, this I agree, because the case is going to help amplify. The case is not gonna resonate at its frequency of resonance, but it's gonna resonate at the frequency of the string, and that's the case that's gonna amplify that, because the case is, I don't know, bigger, or it has more surface that is moving more air, creating sound wave, blah, blah, blah. It resonates the wooden faceplate of the guitar or violin, which is why an acoustic guitar will be louder than an unplugged electric. Yes, agreed, Vaciency. Soundbox is part. That's why when they say violin guitar takes advantage of this, which is frequency of resonance to amplify musical notes, I disagree. Has nothing to do with that. It's just playing with the sound wave, and like the fact that you have. I don't think it has to do with anything with frequency of resonance. Soundbox is part of the instrument, which has the function of receiving and amplifying vibration. Yes. Jawbone headphones is the same principle. I don't know what headphone is that. No, the shape of the string instrument body has a lot of effect of the resonance. No, the shape of a string instrument body has a lot of effect on the resonance. There are lots of physics involved in not only the shape, but also the density of the materials. Yeah? Did I say something different? Yeah. The depending on the shape, then the yeah, for sure. The case is not static shape, thickness, etc. Yeah. The density of the material the case is made from also change the frequency you will hear. Yes. The frequency will rebound inside the box and will be amplified. Same thing with a drum. Yes. The air in the case has a broad frequency range in which the sound can resonate from one side to the other. That's why it has the shape where it is thicker and thinner. What? The air in the case has a broad frequency range in which the sound can resonate from one side to the other. That's why it has the shape where it's thicker and thinner. Sorry, I don't understand that, Sebastian. But the case is a bulky object with a whole range of frequency that it can vibrate at with resonance because it's not simple string or tuning fork. Oh, really? So what you're saying, Kevin, is that depending on which string I'm playing, different part of the guitar will resonate? I don't think so. Because we just said it, like one system has one frequency of resonance, but what you're saying is the guitar is very complex. Like some part will resonate at a different frequency of resonance than other part. So what you're saying is if I play the high pitch one, then this part of the guitar will vibrate and resonate. If you play this part of the guitar, the lower pitch, then this one is strange, no? The frame underneath is the faceplate is of an acoustic guitar directs the resonance. Jawbone is the headphones that resonate on your jawbone and you will hear the music. Oh, yeah. I know that one. Yeah. Is what you see in a guitar frequency response chart. So as sound wave travels through the case, wave can interact. Yes. A poorly structured frame will have an imbalanced resonance, causing some notes to be louder. Even a well-built guitar will have practically resonances that stand out. Particular resonances that stand out. Yeah. This I agree. Vaciancy. There is some frequencies that the case will resonate with, and that will amplify the sound even more. And there is some other one where the case is not going to resonate with, and then you will hear them less. This I agree. That's why it has the curved shape. It has optimized for frequency range that will be played. Oh, that I didn't know. So depending on which frequency you play, then different part of the guitar will resonate. Okay, that's interesting. But anyway, so that was a bit of a tangent. But going back to input shaper. A printer's print head isn't locked solid, and when subject to rapid movement, it too will vibrate and may also have a pronounced resonance frequency where that movement or vibration is most significant, Sometimes there may be multiple frequencies that are pronounced. Although this effect may not be directly visible, it results in the nozzle not being exactly where it assumed to be. In effect, it's very slightly in the wrong place as far as the G-code is concerned, and this shows up through artifacts on the print surfaces. Okay, so far so good. Large print head and large printers can be especially prone to vibration. Yeah, okay. So basically, we're talking about, it's like this. If you want to see, actually, a perfect way to illustrate this is you have a tennis ball, okay, and then you attach it with a string with an elastic band on one side of the wall, and then on the other side, and then you take that ball, which is supposed to be the hot end, and then you suddenly push it to this direction. Then this string will stretch, and then this string will loosen. Then you will go on the other direction. Then this string will stretch, and this string will loosen, and then you will start doing this. Okay, so that's basically the belt and the hot end. This issue has always challenged 3D printer design, and a lack of structural rigidity or oscillation in drive belts can make matters worse. Large print, and that's why when you tighten the belt, that can help a little bit. Large printers and printers with heavy print head, and especially prone to this, as outlined in the article on ghosting, there are mechanical steps that can be taken to reduce the effect, but these aren't always fully effective. After addressing mechanical issues as far as possible, the only other step that can be taken is to reduce print speed, or at least reduce the acceleration driving the print head. If reducing speed, for me, it's not about acceleration, it's the change of acceleration. So for me, it's the jerk, it's related to the jerk, not the speed nor acceleration. Because I think for me, that's the jerk. It's the sudden change of acceleration that will, let me think. Yeah, that's both the change of speed and the change of acceleration that will create vibration, I think. Change of speed and change of acceleration, right? So acceleration and jerk, yeah. After addressing mechanical issues as blah, 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 okay, I read that already. At least reduce the acceleration driving, blah, blah. If reducing speed isn't an option, and if all local mechanical fixes have been tried, this is where clipper input shaping has particular role to play. Okay. Acceleration is change in speed. Yeah. Change in speed and change in acceleration is what matters. Ghosting shows repeated ghosts of previous printing feature. Okay, so you can see the ghosting here. So here you can define, you can know the printing direction, right? So in that case, it was counterclockwise. Okay, it was printing counterclockwise. Input shaping, also known as resonance compensation, reduces or eliminates ghosting by canceling out resonances. A bit like noise cancelling headphone, which filter out background sound. The feature takes a bit of effort to set up, so when is it worth implementing? Ultimately, this is a judgment call. Ghosting is caused by physical issues with the printer and gets progressively worse as print speed increases. This is especially the case if the print head or other moving parts are heavy. Okay, so we're talking about amplitude. Okay, so it's the amplitude that we want to diminish, right? Because the frequency is always going to be the same, whatever speed you go at, whatever acceleration, whatever jerk, is going to be the same frequency, but the amplitude is going to be different. And the amplitude is going to define how bad your printing artifacts will be. And yes, the heavier the print head and the more amplitude the vibration is going to have, and the higher the acceleration or the higher the jerk, and also the more amplitude the vibration is going to have. A certain amount of ghosting might be acceptable, but if achieving great print quality is a priority or the highest possible printing speed are required, going through the calibration process is almost certainly worth it. Input shaping can significantly reduce or entirely remove ghosting, resulting in faster, better prints, and also less wear on your printer. Less wear on your printer, we have to double check that, right? Why would input shaping put less wear on the printer? We were talking about whether input shaping add more stress or less stress on the motors, the stepper motors. I don't know how to answer that question, but that's an interesting question. That said, because of how it's implemented, input shaping isn't guaranteed to be 100% eliminate negative effect of vibration. Let's take a deeper dive in order to understand why. Okay, so how it works. So the blue one is an unshaped response to a sudden stress, and input shaped response. Okay, so payload position and time in second. Okay, so basically we ask the printer to be at that position, then it will go to that position. But if you have an unshaped response, it will go a bit further, then come back, then a bit further, then come back, etc., etc. input shaping is a technique used to smooth out resonance frequencies. Okay, so again, going against what everybody is saying, especially I've seen Sebastian has shared something. Oh no, it was not Sebastian. Yeah, it was Sebastian. This polemical distributor also spread wrong information about input shaping in their new video. They claim that input shaper counters the movement of vibration. Okay, so what it's not doing is this. So let's have a look at what Sebastian has shared. Let's have a look at what it's not doing. Okay, so theoretically you cannot hear. So I have to do this Chrome input shaper here. Okay, now you can see.
Input shaping cancels out these vibrations by signaling the stepper motor to perform an opposite directional change proportional to the unwanted vibration. So you can go faster without input shaping printhead on your printer and control acceleration so they don't go too high. But input shaping cancels out these vibrations by signaling the stepper motor to perform an opposite directional change proportional to the unwanted vibration. So you can go faster without having to worry about vibrations.
Okay, so that's what it's not doing, right? What he's saying is if the printer want to vibrate, let's say going that way, then it's going to send a signal to go the other way so that it's cancel out. So let's say it wants to vibrate like this, then it's going to send signals that go the other way. And then if you add the signal together, then it's not moving. So it's 100% what it's not doing. Unfortunately, that's the reason why we started this Printbusters, is because that's what most people think what input shaper is doing, right? But it's not. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, the concept of input shaping is well known in engineering control theory, but implementing it can be mathematically challenging. So kudos to Dmitry Butyogin, who cracked how to include it in Clipper. Oh, nice. I didn't know it was, I thought it was coming from a company or something. So it's coming from this guy. So thank you to Dimitri for keeping our brain warm and hot for 9 hours. The 6 hours plus 2 hours, that's 8 hours. Thank you, Dimitri. High-end CNC machine move at vibration resonance compensation for a while. Yeah, I heard that as well. I mean, it's input shaping is not new, right? Input shaping in 3D printing is new, but it's far from being new. I mean, CNC machine, like Bas CNC said, has been using it for a while. Has been using that for a while. Input shaping starting point is understanding at what frequency and how significant resonant vibrations are. We'll explore how it's done later. Armed with this information, a number of mathematical models can be used to precisely compensate for vibration by proactively changing the motion of a printer stepper motors, in effect putting the brake on undesirable movement. If you want a technical explanation, it does this by convolving a sequence of impulse fed to the stepper driver. Okay, so that's the part that is it stressing the stepper motor more or less stressing the stepper motor? So convolving the stepper motor is good or not good? Not good or not good, but is it is it making your stepper motor less likely to last in time or more likely to last in time? So that was the question. From practical experience, the way to cancel out a tendency to overswing is to stop it, then immediately drive it to the same direction just a tiny bit, and that cancel out the swing back. From practical experience, the way to cancel out the tendency of other swing is to stop it. So basically, if I have this, so let's say I want it to come here. So if I want to cancel the fact that it's going to continue, I have to stop it. And after I stop it, I drive it to the same direction just a tiny bit. Okay, because maybe when I stop it, he will go back a little bit, so I help him to compensate. Yeah, okay, I got it. Got it. So convolution, mathematical two function, blah, 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 in term referred to both process computing is defined integral, blah, blah, blah. So let's see some images. Convolution, cross correlation, autocorrelation. So convolution, you have F and G, and then F multiplied by G will create that type of thing, okay? And then G multiplied by F, yeah, so whether it's one or the other, right? So these two will cancel. Yeah, okay, these two will cancel. And then, oh, you apply always the same, okay. Okay, maybe we don't have to go into this, but so basically it's sending. So F is the signal that is usually sent by the G code, and then on top of that, input shaper is going to send G, and then, or maybe it will multiply F by G, and then that's the new signal. Okay, so yeah, we don't have to go into the details, but yeah, okay, it looks like it's pretty well explained. So, but anyway, we don't have to go into the detail. I keep saying we don't have to go into the detail, but it's been 8 hours. We're talking about input shaper. So you might stop it a tiny bit. So whether or not it adds to wear on stepper, it will reduce wear on other parts by removing vibration. Yeah, that's true. So you may stop it a tiny bit early, then move it a tiny bit more to where you want it, okay? The stepper motor probably does not care too much. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Agreed, vibration is devastating to mechanical component over time. Yeah, the bearing, etc., have more of a problem with the force and vibration over time. Okay, so overall, we are increasing the lifespan of our printer, right? Or at least many components of the printer. Wiring gets beats up over time. Yeah, okay, got it. Thank you for being awesome, Corcont. Input shaping formula. The various type of input shaping models that do the actual composition have a isometric name such as MZV, magnitude, zero vibration, 3 hump EI, where EI means extra insensitive. Thankfully, you don't need to understand what goes under the hood, as they are simple to follow guides to help determine which is the best fit to measure the result, okay? The right model will depend on your printer type. Cartesian, Core XY, Delta, among others, have a variety of other factors. It's also likely that the best solution for the X and Y axis may be different too, okay? Oh, I didn't know it was depending on printer type. So depending on your printer type, there is some algorithms that are better than others. Okay, that's interesting. Setting up clipper, the appropriate input shaper types along with the associated resonance frequency under clipper, blah, blah. So this is how to input, blah, blah. If that's Greek to you, don't worry, we'll explain at this point, suffice, blah, blah. Clearly, we need to appropriate method to identify the resonance frequency of the X and Y axis and select the appropriate input shaping type for the several available model, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not too sure. I think it's setting up the rest for after. Okay, anyway, I think it's getting everything is getting much clearer. I don't know if they have a input shaper graph here. Yeah, here. Yeah, everything is getting much clearer. So there is still the same question. Has anyone done input shaper on a BDT Manta board? I don't know. You can ask on Discord. Maybe on the printer forum. I know a couple of people use the BDT Manta board, but I don't know if anyone has put input shaper on it. What was my question? Yeah, my question is, What was the question? Yeah, a little bit the same as last time. Like, how does the printer? Yeah, how to say? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah, maybe I do actually. So actually, the board, like let's say the Pi that has input shaper, is going to receive the G code, and then you're going to have a signal. Okay, you're going to have a signal that will supposedly be sent to the stepper motor, and it's going to change that signal. So my question is, how does how does the board know how to change that signal? Because all of these algorithms are depending on the frequency, right? Yeah, how does he know how to change that signal? Like how to like we were talking about convoluting, like a convolution, something like this. Then how does he know how to convolute the signal? Like how does he know, what to send? Because you have these, so depending on the frequency, he is doing something else. So let's say apparently most of the people use the MZV, right? So you have the MZV here. Yeah, actually, what does that mean when the MZV is high? Is that going to be the new curve? The new curve of the printer. So the printer at 90 hertz, it's actually going to move more. Yeah, what does the dotted line means again? Is that the new line? So that means at 90 hertz, now it's the new frequency at which you will move the most. And at 50, well, at 30 is the one that moved the least now. The Clipper source code is very poorly commented. Yeah. No, input shaper would have a flat line at 1. Scale on the right side. Oh, sorry. Shaper vibration reduction. Oh, reduction. Okay. Ratio. Okay, so the lower it is. Oh, wait. Reduction ratio. So that means the higher and the more it reduces. Right? Wait. No, input shaper would be a flat line at 1. So 1 means it reduces 100%, and 0 means it doesn't reduce at all. Is that correct? Shaper vibration reduction ratio. 1, it reduces everything. 0, it reduces nothing. So does that mean in that case, then there is no good algorithm, because none of the algorithm is going to reduce this? Oh, the opposite. Oh, sorry, the opposite. Okay, makes sense. So here, okay, so actually all the algorithms here are pretty good, right? Whatever the one you're choosing, they all reduce completely the big one. So the big amplitude. And then so in this case we should use, in this case, am I right if I say we should use the 2 hump L EI? The 2 hump EI, so which is the dotted red, because it's dampening well this one, and then it's dampening this one. Either the 2 hump EI, either the 3 hump EI, which is the gray one. So am I right if I say that the red and the gray is the best, because the other one they don't damp as much, the big one, and they don't damp almost at all the other one. Am I correct? The 2 amp EI will always dampen more, but it will remove detail. Oh yeah, this question of the how so how do we know on corners and small detail, for example, text and surfaces, where it has a lower maximum acceleration, so slower print? So how do we know? Yeah, Sebastian, how do you know it will affect the detail? Because here we are looking for the curve that is dampening all our vibration. But on the other side, we said that if you dampen too much the vibration, or if you dampen the vibration completely, it will also affect your print quality or your print accuracy. So how do you know which one to choose? Because on one side you don't want to dampen, on the other side you want to dampen. Then yeah, how do you choose? The correct thing to do would be to try to get the second spike away in hardware. So what you're saying is the ideal one is that, yeah. Okay, looks like I'm reaching my brain maximum already. 2 hours. Okay, that's more or less. Yeah, how do you? Is that like a? Is that just choose and try? Trial and error. So you just try whatever algorithm, and then you run a test print with a lot of details and ghosting, and then yeah, is that the case? So you have a test print which has a lot of details on it and has a ghosting test on it, and then you run it with all the algorithm, and then you make your own decision based on your own judgment on what is the good balance between reducing the ghosting and removing the detail. Is that how you do? For the people that has input shaper on their printer, is that how you do? Run the text, tighten up the printer, and get the spike as low as possible, reduce the power spectral density, then start with test print. Run the test. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this I agree. First, you need to make sure that you can remove vibration without input shaper. Do as much as you can without input shaper. But let's say this is after we do all of that. It's what we discussed last time already. 90-degree turn is like an endless sum of frequency of multiple harmonics, like a square wave signal. If you remove certain harmonics because you don't want these, because you have resonances at this frequency, then you lose some of the frequencies that make it perfect. 90-degree turn, it's low pass filter after all. Yeah, I understand. What I'm saying is, how do you make the decision? Like Sebastian, how did you make your decision? Did you do a test print for all of the algorithm and choose the print that has a good balance between no ghosting and good amount of detail? Because from the graph itself, we cannot do anything, right? Or from the graph, like, yeah, how do you... I don't know how to do from the graph. You have to do test print, right? The graph is not giving you anything. Okay, anyway, I think I didn't understand completely, but I would say I understand 60% of what input shaping is. And for the rest, I guess it will come later. Like if I ask you, how many percent, like from 0 to 100, 100 means you know everything very well, blah, blah, blah. And 0 means you don't even know. That's the first time you hear about input shaping. Where would you put your knowledge? And maybe where would you put the knowledge before our 3 stream, like 3 weeks ago, and where would you put your knowledge after the 3 stream? For me, I would put my knowledge before the stream at 5-10%, and after the stream between 50 and 60%. That's where I would put my my thing. So not bad. I did learn a lot, right? I mean, I learned more than 45-50%. Nervous pajama, 15% before, 65% after. Great, similar to me then. Then you learn a lot. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm very happy that you have gained some learning from 8 hours of stream. The more the dotted curve are close to 0, the more aggressive the shaper is. Yeah, this I understand, Sebastian, but I don't know how that gives you I don't know how that helps to make the decision. Don't need to understand, just measure it, put the value in Clipper, bam, better quality. Yeah, Kenneth saying, this is most of the people, and I completely understand, and I don't mind. I mean, that's how people like to do things. As long as it works, then it's fine. For me, I'm not satisfied with just seeing something that works. I'm satisfied if I know how it works. Math is interesting. Yes, animatronic theater. That's I agree. I've spent some time looking at it, but I'd rank it at 1 because I don't have the very detailed knowledge of it that I'd like, so I can squeeze the optimal result out of it for my use case. Okay. Titan Gamer, 40% before, 60% after. Okay. Then you gain 20%. That pleased me that some people has gained at least 1% from the live stream. The knowledge of it, also considering the control theory stuff, the math, etc., that's really behind, probably from 4% before to 5% now. Yeah, that's true, Sebastian. If you really want to put everything inside, especially the mathematical part behind, then yeah, I think we are all pretty much below 5%, right? Okay, great. So yeah, sorry again that we couldn't go to a really full understanding. We would need to have someone on stream that has that very advanced. Maybe we should have Dimitri on stream to help us understand further. But that's as far as I can go with my knowledge. The rest would be very boring on stream, like reading some papers and stuff. So I guess we can continue the rest of the learning individually and share our finding on the Printbuster. You can just share. There's a lot of things which I haven't went through everything yet, so there is definitely a lot to learn. It's just that some part on stream is a bit boring. So people who are interested could watch the other 30 minutes about how to interpret it. Yeah, is that here? Is that discuss code? What is happening in the code? Yeah, I don't know if the video is here from what Sebastian is saying. Oh, how to read. Yeah, it's this one. I guess it's this one. How to read and analyze input shaper graph. The one at the bottom. Okay. So yeah. So it will be the last stream for input shaper. Let me know what other Printbuster topic you would like to talk about in the next stream. We can find a new one or go back to, I don't know, why some materials warp more than others. How dangerous are like out of these topics? Is there anything that is interesting for you? So let me go through it. Why some materials warp more than other? How dangerous are 3D printing fumes? What explains the 3D Benchy hull line? Does drying make filament less brittle? How should you calibrate each step and flow? What is input shaper actually doing? Is FFF 3D printing food safe? Does color affect the printability of the filament? So if there is anything that interests you, then go ahead on the Discord and share some stuff, or you can like the topic as well. There's nobody that really used this like button, but I put a small like here, so you can click on the topic that you like, and maybe I can just take the first one and we can just talk about it. There was an interesting video on bell tension and MRR where they say they work working on software input shaper. Okay, you have the one with the color printability now, I guess. Yeah, it's here. So does color affect the printability of the filament? I'm excited for the fun sculpting challenge on the stream. Yeah, animatronic theater. That's also something that I want to start. So many things, right? So many things that are going on. Let's try to implement everything in 2023. How often do you stream? I'd like to know when I should check to see if you are on. I think this is the first stream I've managed to catch in quite a while. Oh, Fault detected. Well, thank you for joining the stream. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday at depending on your time, but evening in the US. I think 9 p.m. EST, which is 10 a.m. for me in the morning the day after. So otherwise, you can go on our Discord, and I send a notification every time I go live. You can bang Discord or go directly on discord.polemica.com. I'm interested by the color affecting printability because I've noticed some colors are harder to print than others, and a lot of it come from generic filament manufacturers. However, okay, software input shaper in the slicer. Oh, in the slicer. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I can talk more about input shaper. I think we'll need to let that sink in a little bit, and maybe we'll come back to this later in a few months or something. And okay, so thank you again, everyone, for joining the stream. Let's do our regular giveaway. Where is my giveaway? Did we break our giveaway? Yeah, I think we broke the giveaway again. 52 viewers, 21 entries. I think it's broken. So let's do it again. I don't know why. Every time when we do the review on Tuesday, we don't have any issue. And when we do a Printbusters, then the giveaway is always breaking. So I don't know. So yeah, you have to type again. It will only take the one in the last 2 or 3 minutes, so you have to type it again. Is there a command to get the Discord channel URL? Yeah, bang Discord for detected. So you can put bang Discord. Oh, not like this. Bang. Yeah, there you go. Otherwise, you can just type directly discord.polemica.com. Okay, so we're gonna draw. I leave a little bit of time. We have 56 viewers, 23 entries. Let's go to 50 at least. You can't type it again. Why? Did you type it too many times and you were timeout? Delete it and type it again. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we'll wait for Sebastian. Okay, there you go. Okay, you guys ready? I'm gonna draw in 5, 3, 4, 2, 1, and draw. So thank you again, everyone, for joining this Printbusters number 3 for 2023. Oh, Jojo! Congratulations, Jojo! I'm pretty sure you're still there because we just restarted the giveaway. So Jojo, congratulations! Jojo, are you here? Yeah, congratulations, Jojo. So once again, congratulations, everyone, for attending this 3 stream. I think 8 hours in total. 8 hours in total of talking about the same thing. Let's go over to Zombie. Let's Let's go to Zombie. I think he is doing input shaping on his Rook. So if you want theory, 3D printing science theory, you are welcome to the Polymaker channel. If you want more experimental stuff like practical 3D printing, then Zombie's channel. So that's why we often do some dual stream, because we complete each other, right? I make some theory and then he tests if it's right or wrong. And then once he has the test, then go back and then we try to make some theory on what's happening, etc. But anyway, so I will see you there. And well, maybe not there. I will stay like maybe just to say hi to Zombie, but then I will try to enjoy my last day of holiday. Okay, see you guys again, and thank you for joining. Oh, and the people on YouTube, because I think you guys are still there, you can go on Loyal. I think he's streaming on YouTube.